What's up everybody? Jonathan here. And this time I'm here to give you a fly-through of the course at Rosedale Park, which is going to be the site of the upcoming Rosedale Cup presented by Dynamic Discs. So the Rosedale Cup is a 2-round B tier that's going to be held on March 9th and 10th. And if you're thinking, wait, that's the same date as KNU Waiko, which is the second installment of the KC miniseries. Well, you are correct. The divisions for those days are going to be flip-flopped, so if you feel so inclined to play both events, you very well can. Now the links to sign up for those are going to be in the description below. I think they're getting pretty close to full, if not already, so check it out sooner rather than later. If you know Kansas City disc golf, then you are very familiar with Rosedale Park. The Rosedale Cup is going to be in the up top course. Down under is not going to be utilized for this one. And if you know Rosedale, you also know there's about 4,000 different pin locations that can be used out there. So that's why I thought a preview for this one could really be helpful. So without further ado, here's a fly through, so check it out.
Alright, so out here at Rosedale Park, this is one of the most utilized disc golf courses in Kansas City, I would say. Gets a lot of traction. There's two courses. There's the course up top and there's the course that is down below. And this tournament is only going to utilize the up top course. So you start out with hole 1. It's 363 feet by the rangefinder, and really it's just a hyzer shot. You want to throw a hard hyzer or something hard and flat at the tree line that you know is going to hyzer out and come back to the basket. Or if you feel so inclined, you can throw a sidearm out into the open field and have it skip back to the basket. Hole number 2 comes in at 304 feet. It's slightly downhill. You have to crest this ridge that actually comes in at an angle, and it's surprisingly easy to turn shots over into the woods on the right. I don't know what it is about that makes you want to do that, but make sure you throw something that's gonna just go straight at the basket for the most part. For me, I like to take a straight fairway driver such as a Leopard 3, something to that nature. Just get it as close to the basket as you can there. Hole number 3 is really the first must-get birdie that you're coming to. The other two are very gettable, but this one, at only 233 feet, is one that you have to get. Now, there is a bit of a challenging ceiling on this hole, but besides that, if you just throw a mid-range or a putter that you know will slightly hyzer out, then you're pretty much guaranteed the 2 on it. Alright, hole number 4, coming in at 280 feet in the pin position that it's in now. You can throw a straight shot the way the drone is flying, but you're going to have to take a chance at navigating these trees to get to the basket. So another option is to immediately take the sidearm gap out to the left where there's a wide open field and have it skip back towards the basket. Alright, we come up to hole number 5. Pin position is in now. Comes in 280 feet, maybe plays slightly shorter, but you want to throw something hard that's going to have a late turn on it to be able to get to the basket through this gap here. Or really, if you're a lefty or have a good sidearm that you can keep straight to hyzer out, that's going to be the best shot you can play on this hole. The skips are going to be a little wacky depending on how much mud has thawed out by the time tournament happens. Hole number 6, coming in 331 feet, might actually be slightly shorter than that by what the T sign says. I think it's actually more around 300, but it does play uphill, so it certainly plays like a 330 foot shot. Really, for right-handers, you just throw a hyzer, want it to come in before that big cedar on the right hand side and have it check up to the basket for a 2. Hole number 7. Pin position it's in comes in 296 feet. Really, it's a pretty simple throw right at it. You can throw a hyzer. If you feel so inclined to throw the sidearm, you can, but you run the risk of turning over and going to hole number 8's T-pad, which is dangerous. So keep it straight or keep it at a hyzer. Don't go too far into the tree line or you're going to get in trouble. Hole number 8, in the pin position it's in, is going to come to 336 feet. Danger, the tree line on the right. So you want to throw something a little bit out that's going to maybe flip and then flex to get to the basket. Or, once again, there's another option for a sidearm shot out over the field to check up, probably short with that shot the way it's shaped, but could get there. Hole number 9, 312 feet. The basket in this pin position is hiding on the right side, just behind the giant cedar tree bush in the middle of the fairway here. So really, speed control is going to be key to not blow past the basket, so that way you have a good look for the 2 there. Alright, we move over to hole number 10, get down to the back 9. This is a fun shot. It says 376. I believe it's actually a little bit longer than that. This is a new pin position, and it's a challenging one. You want to throw something that will hit this gap with a little bit of flip and then flex out towards the basket. The danger is, well, first the gap you have to hit, and then there's unknown wind that's going to be beyond that gap as well that can do things with your disc you may not want it to do. Hole number 11. This pin position comes in at 268 feet. You don't want to hit the stuff on the right, no, you get stuck in it, but you also want to make the Mando, which is that tree with the yellow tape on it there. So really, a hyzer with an anhyzer with a mid-range or a solid sidearm shot should be able to get to the basket with ease, and this should be an easy 2. Hole number 12. I believe it's actually shorter than 305 feet. This might be another new pin placement that wasn't measured out, but essentially this is going to be just about the same shot as the last hole, hole number 11, with just a little bit more power to get there. Of course, the danger is coming in early and getting caught in those trees on the right, but there's really no danger in hyzering out left, except for that you might not get the birdie. But like I said, a sidearm or a nice turnover will net you the 2 on this hole fairly easily. Hole number 13, coming at 315 feet. This is another turnover shot or another sidearm shot with the danger of trees on the left. Kind of see a theme with some of these holes. There are some dangling branches that can be dangerous and knock you down, so be sure to avoid those. Hanging out left far enough and you shouldn't have a problem getting to the basket. Hole number 14. This one comes in 321 feet, and this is my favorite shot on this course. Really, you just play a hyzer with a stable fairway driver, let it hit that gap and fall right to the bottom of the stairs where the basket is placed. You have a great backboard to run it, so if you do come up short, there's no danger in just going hard at it, and you're going to sit down and have an easy tap in anyways. Like I said, this is a very fun shot to play. Probably not so for the lefties, but for the righties for sure. Hole number 15, also coming in 321 feet. Slightly uphill. This is a dangerous hole. You have the brush on the right. If you got caught in that, you could roll down the hill. You have the trees on the left, so getting this gap is the most important part. And then if you can get something to have some late turn on it, to be able to get to the basket, that's going to be the best way to do it. If you bail out left early and don't get a turn, that's much better than accidentally going into the trees on the right hand side and potentially going down that hill. This is not going to be a gimme birdie by any means for anyone at any field. And talk about not a gimme birdie. Hole number 16 coming in at 300 feet, but the way this gap feels is so tight that it almost feels like a tiny par 4 to me. But it's possible. You keep it low enough and hard enough with probably a driver, get through this gap, past this bush that the drone almost gets stuck in, and let it skip up towards the basket. You have a good look for it too. 300 feet, it certainly plays a little bit longer than that to me, but it's that feeling of having to go uphill after throwing a hard straight flat shot. It makes it really difficult. Hole number 17. Big, wide open, uphill 360-foot shot. So take your pick of how you'd like to get there. Just make sure you throw it far enough to have a look for the 2. The wind is also a little bit dangerous on this hole. That seems to be one of the more difficult factors, because the tree is certainly on your way. There is open left of the road if you somehow get there, but just pump something out there. You get it far enough, you're likely to get a 2. If not, it's going to be an easy 3. Hole number 18, 448 feet, or as Laron Harris would say, 449 feet if you get the ace on it, like he did. But this is a great finishing hole. The only par 4 on the course in this layout. Allows you to throw something out into the field, but not get too tight up to the tennis courts like that gentleman did there, because it makes for a more difficult upshot. So you really want to, leave it a little short of that, be able to play it just right up to the basket to get your easy birdie 3 and finish out that way.
All right, so there you have it. That's what the course is going to look like for the Rosedale Cup. There's some pretty attackable holes out there, but this time of year, it seems like inclement weather is just going to be the norm, so we'll see how that affects players. So once again, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Let me know what I can do differently in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you out on the course soon enough.